close to what he was talking about. You were so far off. Even though he was working like people who were in college, we were like, oh, we know what this is.
No, they do touch. There's three. Two of them are sort of small. Shabbat does not surprise me. You don't hear that much about the Icelandic community.
No Jewish people.
Ready to go to the Jewish tour because they're more likely to go to the office of some journal or newspaper and shoot out the entire staff.
All right. There's 17 Jews here.
All right. Got a minute?
Others.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom. We begin on page 128 using the page numbers in the brackets, although most of you won't need to turn to it for this song.
Shevet Achim Kam Yachad Yalalai 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 Hinei Ma Tov Yalalai Yalalai Umanayim Yalalai Yalalai Shevet Achim Shevet Achim Kam Yachad. Let's light up the world, oh sisters and brothers, together with peace and love. Bring light to the world, oh brothers and sisters, and sing Hinei Ma Tov. Yalalai, 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 Hinei Ma Tov. Yalalai, yalalai, umanayim. Yalalai, yalalai, shevet achim. Shevet achim, kam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Wonderful to see everyone here for Shabbat, those joining us and braving the elements here in our sanctuary, and everyone joining us on our live stream. We're disappointed our outdoor service couldn't be held tonight because of the inclement weather, but I wanted you to experience some of that, so here's a little bit of what you're missing by us not being outdoors. So there you go. You can take that in and hold to it for the rest of services, and that's what our outdoor service brings to us. So it's great to see everyone as we celebrate Shabbat in a world that seems to every week try to top itself in craziness and unusual things happening, in frustrations and sadness and chaos. It is good for us to take that time to put a pause and gather our strength up again for the week ahead and whatever it might be sharing us that none of us could have anticipated or imagined just a week before. So we're glad to be here and celebrating Shabbat together, and we begin by offering up a blessing of light to bring light into our congregation and community as we join in the candle blessings on page 120 using the page numbers in the brackets, and we invite Aaron Levinson to join us on the bima.
להדליק נר של שבת.
We continue with the Kiddush on page 123. Please rise as you are able.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon himgilanu zikaron למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי באנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל שבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. לחיים.
Take an opportunity to take a few steps and find someone around you and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated. We continue on page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Throughout our service, we'll be doing the same things we would have done if we were outside, and we offer a song from Song of Songs, the Jewish poetry of love and springtime, Yonati, and the words can be found on your handout. And if you didn't take a handout, now's a great time to go get one.
יונתי בחגבי הסלע בסתר המדרגה הראיני את מראייך השמיעיני את קולך כי קולך כי קולך ערב ומראיך נאווה.
We welcome Shabbat as a special friend. Lecha Dodi, pages 138 and 139. We'll join together in verses 1, 2, verse 5, and then we'll rise for verse 9.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבת תחילה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שתבירי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
בואי ושלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי כלה, בואי כלה, lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We remain standing as we turn to our opening prayers of the proper part of services with Baruch Hu. We'll be doing a creative Baruch Hu, which can be found on your prayer sheets.
Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Come, come all of you, come all of us, us, and bless the one who blesses. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is this moment now and every now to come. Blessed is the blessed one. Blessed is the giver of blessing. Blessed is this moment now and every now to come. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Come, come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Come, come all of you, come all of us, and bless the one who blesses. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do.
We continue together on page 151. Together, as you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. On page 150, the facing page. Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu uvkumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, נגע יומם ולילה. מאהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated. Page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות ביניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. We read together on page 159. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה Adonai מבט חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
When we sing the Hashkivenu, and we speak of God's presence above us, it takes on special majesty when we look up and see the heavens over our heads. So you'll just have to imagine our ceiling as clouds or stars over your head. As we turn to Hashkivenu, the words can be found as song number 3 on your handouts.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Lechayim.
As we continue with the Tefillah section of our service, that collection of prayers that come one right after another, we're going to begin with an introduction in song number 4 on your prayer sheets. And then from there, we're going to jump to page 166 and just use the even-numbered pages for the next few prayers. Please rise as you are able.
Open my eyes to truth, open my hands to give freely, open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Open my eyes to truth, open my hands to give freely, open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avot אבותינו ואימותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל, ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Together, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. A poem by Nancy Wood, not found in your prayer books. Earth, teach me stillness, as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering, as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility, as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring, as the mother who secures her young. Earth, teach me courage, as the tree which stands all alone. Earth, teach me limitation, as the ants which crawl on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom, as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation, as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration, as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself, as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness, as dry fields weep with rain. We share a prayer of healing, of hope, the most desperate prayer that we wish in the world now, peace and healing for all those everywhere who just want to live their lives and be who they are with their family and community. Shalom Rav, page 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol Shalom, ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We continue with our own private prayers.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
We saw the power this week of people being released from captivity and returning home, as those prisoner in Russia returned back to their homes, including here in the United States. And so we look, after over 300 days, to the freedom of those taken hostage by Hamas in Gaza, and they're being brought home. And we want peace and freedom all throughout the Middle East, for Israel, for those in Palestine, for all throughout the world. See, I was right about the sounds. There you go. And so we turn to a prayer for hope, of freedom, of restoration. It can be found on the bottom of the second page of your prayer sheets as we join together in a prayer for guarding, redeeming, and freeing of the hostages. May God bless the hostages and all those missing and unaccounted for, citizens, soldiers, men, women, and children who are imprisoned and in grave danger. May it be your will, God of all, that they be released speedily and return to their families and to their homes, safe and sound in body and in spirit. Plant the power of hope in the hearts of their loved ones, frantic and yearning for their release. Bring wisdom to the hearts of those laboring for their release, and compassion to the hearts of their captors. May God grant mercy upon them and save them from trouble to well-being, from darkness to light, from enslavement to redemption. May it be swift and soon, and let us say, Amen.
Amen.
In our own families and friends, there is pain and struggle. And so we offer prayers of healing and hope, not just that they find the peace that they need in their body, but that we can help bring it and do the things we need, from visits to calls, from hugs to meals, from rides to compassion, to being a listening ear for those who are in pain. And so we think in our community of those who need healing, including Debbie Ball, Larry Bloom, Arnold Gilbert, Barbara Gilbert, Arlene Green, Jody Ann Herman, Gila Israeli, Judy Kaiserman, Laura Kowalski, Brenda Levinson, Don Levy, Joan Lipton, Judy Locasio, Roberta Traeger, Rochelle Weinberg, Elaine Wall, Batia Bat Esther, Renee Weisbaum, Lorraine Silverman, Joel Pikus, Randy Retkin. We add to these names other names in each of our hearts. We invite you here in the sanctuary to share names out loud of those you're thinking of for healing, and those on the live stream to add their names to the chat. Sharing together a prayer of healing in the middle of page 371 in our prayer books.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor haberacha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen. As we do at our outdoor service each year, whether it's indoors or outdoors, we take time to share a story. This is a story about a princess, as so many of our stories are about princesses. And this princess was, as you'd expect, she was smart and beautiful and kind, and so many in the kingdom wished to marry her. But she had favorites, 3 brothers, each of whom told wonderful stories about their adventures all around the world. She loved talking with the brothers and found their company so delightful. And when she decided she would one day marry, she knew the only one she would marry would be one of the brothers. But which brother? And so, being a princess in a fairy tale, she decided to set up a test. And she told the brothers, whichever one of you can bring me the most wonderful gift, the most amazing thing that's never been seen before, and that you give with your whole heart, that is the brother I will marry. Well, the brothers weren't just brothers, they were also the best of friends. And they were so excited that at least one of them would get to marry the princess. And so together they wished each other well, and each decided to travel in a different direction to find the most wondrous gift in the world for their princess. Well, the first brother, he went north, and he headed into large cities and towns. And he saw all the amazing inventions that people were making in this time, but none of them quite stood up to what he was looking for the princess. And he was in one store where they had beautiful mirrors, each inlaid with gold and gems, each one more beautiful than the next. But that all seemed not right for his princess, for she wasn't vain. But then he saw one mirror in the corner. It was old and tarnished and scratched and had no gems on it. And as he looked at it, there was something about it that caught his attention. The shopkeeper came over to him, and she said, "I see you've seen my special mirror. This is actually a magic mirror. If you look into it, you can see anything in the world you want just looking into the mirror." Well, the brother scoffed at this ridiculous, but she said, "Try it." And he looked at the mirror and said, "I wish to see my princess." And suddenly there she was in the mirror, sitting in a garden with her friends, drinking tea. Well, he knew he had to have this mirror for the princess, and so he offered the shopkeeper all the money he had in the world. The shopkeeper didn't want to sell the mirror, but it was a lot of money and would really help her family. And so reluctantly, she accepted it and gave him the mirror. Well, the second brother went south, and he went into the deserts and the towns there, and through each of the big bazaars and markets, looking at the exotic things in front of him. And although he saw many wondrous things before them, none of them were quite right to his princess. Until in one shop, he saw buried in the back this old, tattered rug. It was frayed and had seen much better times, its colors faded. But as he looked at it, there was something special about it. And the shopkeeper came over and said, "I see you've seen my special rug. This is not just any old rug, this is a magic rug. It can fly." Well, the brother thought this was ridiculous, but he got on the rug, and lo and behold, it lifted him up off the ground and flew him around the market. Well, he had to have this rug for the princess, and he offered everything he had in his money. And the shopkeeper thought, well, I like the rug a lot, but this will help my entire family, and so accepted the money and traded him the rug. Well, the third brother, he went east, and he went into the mountains and the forests, looking for something in nature that could match the beauty of his princess. And although I saw many wondrous things, flowers and fruits and rocks and leaves, none of them were quite right for the princess. But after walking for many days, he found himself in a small garden with just a few trees around, each beautiful and blooming, far beyond the season they were in. And in the center was one tree, and on it hung just one apple hanging from the tree. And the tree shone and glistened in the light. Well, he saw a man gardening over on the side, and he called him over and said, "What is this place?" And the old man said, "This is a very special place. This was actually the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve were. And this tree in the center was the tree that they ate from and before they were kicked out of the garden. And there's only one fruit left on the tree, but it's not a tarnished, it's not a bad fruit. It's a good fruit. In fact, it has special powers. If you eat from it, you will be healed of any disease. Anything will instantly be healed." Well, the man knew he had to have this for the princess and offered all the money he had. And the gardener thought, well, this is a lot of money and it'll help my family. And he said to the brother, "But know this, the fruit only works once. Only one time when you eat it will it work. And after that, it just fades away." Well, the gardener and the man exchanged, and he took the fruit back, and the three brothers met up, each telling stories of their journeys and sharing the magic things they had bought. And they were all very impressed with each other's gifts. And they looked at the magic mirror and they said, "Let's take a look at the princess before we go see her." And the mirror shone, and there was the princess. But she was lying in bed, and she was pale, and she was thin, and she was frail, quite sick. And the brothers knew she was in trouble, so they jumped on the magic carpet and flew right to the palace immediately. And there, the youngest brother went up to the princess and had her eat from the apple. And instantly the color returned to her face, and she jumped out of bed for the first time in days and was completely healed. Well, the brothers told them of all of their adventures to her, and she loved hearing the stories from them. And the oldest brother said, you know, my gift of the magic mirror is really the best one, because if we hadn't looked in the mirror, we never would have known you were sick. And the middle brother said, well, my gift was actually the best one, because without my magic carpet, we never would have gotten here in time. And the third brother said, well, I think my gift might have been the best one, because it was my apple that healed you. And so the brothers turned to the princess and said, so, who are you going to marry? Which of us are you going to marry? So, you know how these stories go, so you already can anticipate who it is, because the princess thought long and hard about it, and she turned to the brothers. And she said to the oldest brother, your gift of the magic mirror is truly wonderful, and I give it back to you. May you look into it and see beautiful things all your life. And she turned to the middle brother and said, your magic carpet is truly wondrous. I give it back to you. May you use it to travel on amazing adventures around the world. And she turned to the youngest brother and said, your brother's gifts were wonderful, but they can be used over and over again. You gave me the fruit which could only be used once, and you gave it to me purely from your heart out of love. And so it is you I will marry. And so the youngest brother and the princess were married, and because this is a fairy tale, they lived many happy days together, sharing wondrous stories about adventures and the world, and what it means to give purely of your heart. Shabbat Shalom. We want to take a chance to share about wondrous adventures in your life. If there's good things that have happened to you in recent days or in days up ahead, we want you to share the good things, the simchas. Just raise your hand and say, when I come over to you, tell us your name and what good thing is happening in your life. And if you're on the live stream, feel free to share your simchas in the chat.
My name is Arlene, and I've been having an adventure in life, sort of like the story. And I received encouraging news from my doctors, and I'm looking forward to surgery and everything else. That's good. It'll help.
Hi, I'm Gigi, and this week I celebrated my mom's 85th birthday with my sister by my side. Thank you.
Amy and George Shapiro, and we're going to see our son Douglas this Saturday for breakfast, and then next week we're going to go to Philadelphia to see Doug, Kylie, and our granddaughter Adair.
My name is Marcia, and next week I'll be going to Ohio to visit my sister-in-law and my great-nephew, Chase, who's 2. And then we'll be moving Noah into his senior year housing.
Next week I am going to be faculty at Eisner Camp for the last week of the session, which is very exciting. I've always wanted to go, and finally I am going.
Eisner is one of the Reformed Jewish summer camps.
Hi, my name is Suzanne, and we celebrated Mini Mitzvah Day, and it was a great success, and we got to distribute a lot of clothing, not so much clothing, but food and cards and gifts to people that were in need, and I think everybody had a good day. And thank you for the opportunity to do it here, Rabbi.
And I'll share, I'm Mark, and last week I was Uncle Mark and got to take my niece Ziva on her post-bat mitzvah trip to Iceland, and the two of us had a great time together. A rare opportunity to spend a whole week with a teenager and have a great time together. Iceland is wonderful, highly recommend it. Well, statistically, 1/12 of you this should apply to as we celebrate birthdays. And if your birthday is in the month of August, we invite you to come on up and get your recognition as we celebrate your birthday to you. So does anyone have any August birthdays here? Suzanne, come on up. I think there are people who are not telling the truth, but
No, this is not possible.
this is for you and any of our August birthdays out there. We'll do it in Hebrew.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach.
Happy birthday, Suzanne.
And many more.
Why don't you stay up here and open the ark for us as we join together in the concluding blessings of our service, beginning with the Aleinu in the middle of page 586. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. This coming week is Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, a date that has become the focal point of Jews recognizing tragedy around the world. Although we have other dates on the calendar where terrible things have happened to us, October 6th or Simchat Torah being perhaps the most recent of these tragedies, Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, has become the date that sort of recognizes all of the tragedies from biblical times to modern ones. And so in recognition of our losses, in recognition of the names of all of those who we never learned their names because of their loss, in the recognition of a community that stands together strongly and proudly despite what the world may deal out to us, we turn to page 596 for this reading in the middle of the page. We have lived in numberless towns and villages, and in too many of them we've endured cruel suffering. Some we have forgotten, others are sealed in our memory, a wound that does not heal. 100 generations of victims and martyrs, still their blood cries out from the earth, and at so many at Dachau, at Buchenwald, at Babi Yar. What can we say? What can we do? How bear the unbearable or accept what life has brought to our people? All who are born must die, but how shall we compare the slow passage of time with the callous slaughter of the innocent, cut off before their time? They lived with faith, not all but many, and surely many died with faith in God and life in the goodness that even flames cannot destroy. May we find a way to the strength of that faith, that trust, that sure sense that life and soul endure beyond this body's death. They have left their lives to us. Let a million's prayers rise whenever Jews worship. Let a million candles glow against the darkness of these unfinished lives. And so we remember We remember those in our own life who have passed from this earth, and remember all of those whose names we'll never know, but whose lives touched this world, and we are better for it. This week marks the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the passing of Elaine Alberg, Jacob S. Beiner, Michael Benjamin, Lillian Cutler, Blanche Fishman, Bella Floria, Estelle Gilman, Irving Glazer, Marilyn Hochberg, Nancy Horowitz, Nathan S. Hymans, Margot Kaiser, Milan Andy Kasper, Patricia Kessler, Anna Lando, Mark Landsberger, Rose Laxer, Julius Leibowitz, Clara Levy, Sidney Lightstone, Libby Lightstone, Jonathan Meckler, Sylvia Meyer, Sharon Mitchell, Miriam Chevelle Maraskin, Annie Nathans, Jacob Norwalk, Henrietta Pasternak, Henry Perrell, Allegra Perry, Ray Post, Irving Rifkin, Fanny Ross, Fanny Rubenstein, Rosa Sachs, Beatrice Barbette Safati, Mildred Schlossberg, Clara Schultz, Nathan Siegel, Charles Chevelle, Jesse Silverstein, Gail B. Sovereign, DeWald Strauss, William Ty, Peter Warrenoff. We note in deep sadness the recent passing and laying to rest of Florence Costanza Silberger, stepmother of our member Monty Silberger, Arnold Cassell, brother of Rochelle Weinberg, Abraham Gelfand, father of Faina Frenzel, Louis Pinkett, father of Matthew Pinkett. We add to these names in each of our hearts. If there's someone you're particularly thinking of at this time, we invite you to share their name out loud here in the sanctuary or add it to the chat on the live stream. For all those we missed today and every day we share in our mourner's Kaddish, we've added to our Kaddish a few words at the end to remind us that the peace we look for is not just for us and for all Israel, but for all the world. So we've added the words V'al kol yoshvei tevel to the ends of the mourner's Kaddish. If you need reminders of that, you can see it on the full printout of the Kaddish on your handouts or the reading of the Kaddish on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma devrach rutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yom echon, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudishah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbekata v'nechmata, damiran be'alma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yamru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to every broken heart. And let us say,
Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'yimeru amen.
Amen. Please be seated with some welcome on behalf of our congregation, our temple president, Seth Diamond.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi and Cantor, for bringing the joy of outside, inside, all while keeping us warm and sheltered, or cool, I guess, and sheltered and comfortable in every sense. Thank you to our musicians and to Andy and Juan for always supporting our services in every way. The deadline may have passed for free shipping, but you can still support WOCO by ordering delicious honey for all your friends and family. You have until September 12th to make sure everyone gets it in time for Rosh Hashanah. And thank you to our social action team for planning a special mini mitzvah day, and thanks to all who participated. If you missed it, not to worry. There's still time to get involved by sending postcards to help get out the vote and preserve our essential freedoms. Details on how to do that and much more can be found in the e-blast and on our website. And these last weeks have given us plenty of reason to hope, but an additional one to believe in America came from Rabbi David Wolpe. David Wolpe was recently speaking at a conference in Florida to nearly 4,000 Jewish teens when he was asked what gives him hope. Beyond being in the presence of 4,000 teens, Rabbi Wolf had a sudden flash and realized what gave him hope. He started, "I imagine myself in conversation with my great-great-grandfather. I say to him, you know, there's some anti-Semitism at Harvard." And he responds to me in shock, "There are Jews at Harvard?" And I say, "Yes, but some of them hate Israel." And he says again in utter surprise, "There's an Israel?" Mr. Wolpe goes on to write, "The opportunities America has offered Jews and the welcome it has offered are to be treasured. They shouldn't be lightly tossed aside, even in a fraught time. To my fellow Jews and all who link arms with us, stay vigilant, stay strong, but also stay calm and be grateful. There are people of good heart and goodwill, of soulfulness and love all over this great nation." That is a reason for all of us to have hope. Shabbat Shalom.
At the conclusion of services, we'll join together for an oneg. We invite you to team up with people around you and make sure someone brings the prayer books back to the lobby, and then join together for our oneg in the back of the room. And we'll get started with that by offering up our motzi to get us, and we invite you to swing by here and pick up some challah on your way in for the long walk to the ballroom so that you're fortified along your journey. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
B'te'avon, bon appetit. And we conclude with Ki Eshmerah Shabbat on the bottom of page 634. Ki Eshmerah Shabbat el yishmereini, Ki Eshmerah Shabbat el yishmereini, Oti le'ol me'at beino uveini, Oti le'ol me'at beino uveini, Ki eshmerah Shabbat el yishmereini, Ki eshmerah Shabbat el yishmereini, Oti le'ol me'at beino uveini, Oti le'ol me'at beino uveini.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.